Beautiful people. How's it going? I am so grateful to have each and every one of you here with me today. We are recording this so that those who were not able to attend the live can see it later because this is going to change your life should you implement it, right? So my name is Haley. I am the creator of Five Steps to Alignment. It is a program that helps spiritually awakened individuals and starseeds overcome fear, stagnation, lack of direction in their life so that they can vibrationally align to their higher calling and soul's purpose. So today we're going to be talking about an unconventional way to manifest because guys, once you get to know me, you realize there is nothing conventional about what I do, what I speak about, and helping you guys out. Some of you guys already know me and work with me. I see some smiles. So they already know. Some of them already know. And so my goal today is obviously to give you the most amount of information that you need to actually see changes in your life. However, sitting here and listening to me and actually doing it are two different things. And actually, that's part of the manifestation piece that we're going to be talking about today. So I always like to set an intention before we do anything. So I just want you guys to close your eyes and take a second to set an intention. First of all, what is your goal? Why are you here? What are you looking to manifest? And then number two, what is the answer that you require, or what is the answer that you need in order for you to really move the needle, to really move forward in your life? And then when we're ready, we're going to get started. So this whole unconventional way of manifestation is what I call the transcendence triad. Okay, and I'll go into it in detail, but first, I would like to talk about a very outdated strategy, especially if you have ascended to 5D consciousness, and that is the law of attraction. I'm very passionate about this subject because the law of attraction is outdated, and I will tell you why. So the law of attraction was created when the earth was at a denser level of consciousness. And in that density, that was all that they could convey at that time. That's all that their consciousnesses could understand in relation to their connection to the divine. So, and guys, think about it. Okay, we are told that we are the creators of our reality, not the attractors, right? I mean, it's like almost kind of common sense. So I just want to share these definitions with you to show you why this is legit here. So if we look at the attraction definition, okay, so it is cause to come to a place or participate in a venture, okay, to pull or draw something towards or someone towards you. Now, I just want to review that language really quick. You have to participate, you have to pull it in, you have to draw it towards you. Does that sound like a creator? Hell no. Okay. Now, creating definition. Okay. To bring something into existence or to cause something to happen as a result of one's actions to make or bring into existence something new. Right? So, one, whoever that is, I'm going to ask you to put yourself on mute, please. So one is based on circumstances, and the other, it's like conditional, right? It's based on circumstances. You have to pull it towards you. You have to draw it towards you. It's like this negotiating, grinding, having to figure it out, right? It requires a lot of effort and it implies that it's separate from you. But you're the universe experiencing itself, right? So the other, creating, is completely taking control. completely taking control. And there's no conditions and there's no limitations. So to say that you are attracting something means that you must pull something outside of you and to bring it in. But like I said, we are the universe experiencing itself, right? Does the universe need to pull anything outside of itself? No, right? It is not about attracting. It is about becoming aligned with what you want. And that is done through activating and unlocking things within you. So the science still stands with it. I'm not arguing the science of it. But why wouldn't it be the law of alignment or the law of frequency? Does that make sense? We are not attractors, we are creators. You don't create you don't attract opportunities, you don't attract health, you don't attract love, you don't attract money, you create love, you create health, you create money. So we need to, from this moment forward in the rest of our conversation, we have got to leave the law of attraction at the door. The science stands, but the language and concept doesn't. Okay? So, now, how do we actually get what we want? Right? How do we do that? So it's time to have an honest conversation with ourselves, guys. The more honest, the better the results you're going to get. Because if you're not being honest, then what are we doing here? Right? So as I have been taking a look at my own ability to manifest my dream reality, and then taking a look at the hundreds of clients that I have worked with over the last 10 years, I have discovered this, what I call the transcendence triad. Okay, and I'm going to go into it in detail. And so this is literally, it's simple, but it's not easy, because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. And some of these concepts you might have heard before, but not in this order, with this perspective, I guarantee it. Okay? So the first one in the transcendence triad, because we're here to transcend our current circumstances, right? We're here to heal, transmute, alchemize, and then transcend past our current circumstances, whether it be thoughts, feelings, emotions, environmental, circumstantial, so that we can start living in our new reality, right? This is about transcendence, 5D language here, guys. So the first one is information, right? Obviously, we must educate ourselves on the why it works, how it works. Is this proven? Has other people had success with this? So we must educate ourselves, but also, guys, I've been doing this for a long time, and sometimes people can get caught up in the information. It does get to a point where you know too much. And then you don't have clarity. You don't know which way to go, which one is right, which one is wrong. And it's like, and then you go in for more information only to keep yourself in the same closed loop, right? So we do want to educate ourselves, but this could even just educating ourselves and listening to information just like this could be a band-aid. What I am offering here for you guys is also just a band-aid. It means nothing if you don't apply it, right? And I have help with that. But so I want you to take a look and realize that sometimes information can be blocking you. Sometimes information could actually be blocking you. And it's like, maybe if I know just a little bit more about this, then I can start. Or maybe if I just do this little bit more, then I can start. Guys, just effing start. Okay? All right. Yes, guys. Yes, I do cuss. I'm keeping it clean because I don't want to offend anybody, but yes, effing start, okay? So the second piece of the transcendence triad, okay, this is also important. Hey, Mia, if you could put yourself on mute, that would be so amazing. Thank
Oh,
you. That's
okay.
okay. No worries. No worries. Um, But so the second part of the transcendence triad is energy healing. Energy healing, because guys, this universe speaks in frequency. This universe speaks vibration. So it's not even about the words that you say, while they do have importance. It's not even about the words that you say. It is who you're being while you're saying these things or while you're doing these things. It's not so much about the visualization, it's more about who you're being while you visualize. Does that make sense? So, I have seen, because I've been an energy healer, I've been a psychic medium for the last 10 years. I've been exposed to this industry for the last 15 in my childhood, but I've been actually actively doing it for the last 10. So everything that I'm saying to you has come from hands-on experience, okay? Most people use the energy healing as the easy button. They're using it as a band-aid too. They're like, oh, if I just heal this, then it will be gone. And in ways, yes, it absolutely does happen. I've seen miraculous things. However, if you're not doing anything about the energy healing after it's done, then what the hell was the point? Because you're going to go back things based on science that I can't talk about right now because I have to keep this at 30 minutes. Everybody who's worked with me knows that I will go on. But things based on science, okay, will tell you that you will automatically default to your automatic program's habitual states of being and thinking. And so it's amazing to go get an energy healing and yes, go do that. But if you don't do anything about it afterwards, no wonder why it only lasts like 2 or 3 days at most. Or maybe it was a good energy healing session. You walk through the door and you're like, holy shit, I'm facing this again. Right? So we must also be healing ourselves because that's a part of the transcendence, guys. We have to elevate in frequency. We have to raise our consciousness because we can't solve the problem with the mindset that created it. And so how do we do that? By up leveling our consciousness, by up leveling our frequency. Okay, so we must be doing some sort of energy healing along with the information to get good results. And now the third piece of the transcendence triad, and probably what I deem as one of the most important. So if you can see in the transcendence triad, I started here with information and then went to energy healing. And here we have conditioning and reprogramming at the top. And that's because you can have this and have this, but without this, nothing that you're doing will get you the traction that you're looking for. This is the part that most of the spiritual community does not talk about. Okay, Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about reprogramming and how he has a morning routine where he meditates for 2 hours a day. That is a conditioning and reprogramming process. Yes, absolutely. But it's not just sitting in meditation for 2 hours and then going back to reality. This is a consistent mental and emotional exercise. And it doesn't have to be this grinding, like this awful dense thing. If you look at it from a space of creativity, if you look at it from a space of I get to choose who I'm going to show up as and I get to choose who I'm going to be, and I am not going to let these external circumstances dictate who I'm going to show up as, how I'm going to show up as, then you are in control of your life. Right? So let's talk about reprogramming and conditioning, because if you're not doing this, that's why you keep repeating the same stuff over and over and over and over. Okay? Same shit, same stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So, reprogramming our minds, guys, our brains are neuroplastic. Some of you may already know this, some of you may not, but I'm just going to speak as if nobody knows this. Your brains are neuroplastic, which means that you can upgrade and change it. It's not easy, but it can be done. You just have to stick around long enough to actually see the results of your efforts, right? The fruit of your efforts. So reprogramming our minds is a unlearning and relearning process, okay? And unlearning means to become aware of. You are the observer that is observing you, right? So you're not necessarily totally full on engaged in life. You are noticing the responses to life that you have. It's the only way things are going to change. Sorry, guys. I didn't make the rules up here. This is just how this works. Okay? So we become aware of our habits, our patterns, our ways of thinking and being and feeling. And it's a small process, guys. Like there are micro shifts that are being made. And it's not like this huge, it doesn't have to be this big, huge, grandiose thing, right? You could just work on one thing. Actually, if you focus on one facet of your life that you're looking to change, if you just put all of your focus on that, you have an 85% success rate. Now, if you split it into two things that you're focusing on, then it goes down to a 40% success rate. So if you really want to see change, pick what's most important to you and follow it through. Anyway, so unlearning is becoming aware of the old version of you that created the reality that you're in now. Okay? And then relearning is simply just making a different choice. Now, we all know if we're talking about actual conventional wisdom in the spiritual community, we know that our comfort zones could actually be our prison. Because in our comfort zones, there's no reason to stretch. And actually, by not stretching ourselves, we are feeling unfulfilled. We are feeling emptiness. We are feeling vacant because we are meant to grow and evolve. And so it kind of boils down to, guys, choose your hard, right? It is hard to be out there and trying to condition yourself, going out there and healing yourself. It is hard to make a different choice, but you know it's also hard? Living as a fraction of who you could be and knowing it. And knowing it. So, it is making a different choice, but not making a different choice from a place of force, from self anger, from self shame. We're making a different choice based on hope. Hope of our future, hope of who we could be, hope of what's possible. So we're making these decisions, these different decisions based on self trust. It's an act of self love and self honor and self respect. And we're doing it based on creating our future, not trying to run away from the past, because those are also two very different energies. Again, totally different conversation. I have to keep this tight, so I am. Okay? So, conditioning, guys. This just as the way that an athlete conditions his body for a marathon or for a basketball game, you must condition your mind. It's an absolute necessity. And this is why people fall stagnant. Guys, I've been in this industry for a long time, working with lots of people, and they do the information, they get the energy healings, but then they fall flat because they're not doing anything about it. They're not doing anything about it. They expect the information and the energy healing to be the end all be all. Now, do you remember what I said about the law of attraction and actually being really the law of creation? It is to cause something to happen as a result of one's actions. You are here to co-create, which means that there is a dance between you and the divine. Now, whether you trust the divine will work out for you or whatever have you, that's a completely different conversation, right? But it is a participatory, I make my own English too, guys. Maybe that is a word, I don't know. But it is a participatory dance, right? It is an ebb and flow. The universe wants you to show up because I mean, if you think about it, if you are the universe experiencing itself, why wouldn't the universe want to be hands-on, taking care of things, and then also helping you out, right? So we must be putting our things, our stuff, our goals, our everything into action. We got to be putting it into action. And if we're not, that's where you're falling flat, honestly. And truthfully, you got to stick around long enough to see the results. You just do. You just do. It doesn't happen overnight. You are over with this conditioning and reprogramming, you are overcoming decades of both conscious and unconscious thoughts, feelings, beliefs, patterns, and habits. So, why are you going to expect yourself to overcome decades worth of stuff in 3 days, in a week? Hell, even a year. You guys don't even give yourself or give the universe a year. Like, holy shit, guys, you guys need some grace. The universe requires some grace, and you yourself require some grace. Okay? So, are you conditioning? Are you exposing yourself every day to what you want? Are you listening to things that talk about where you want to go? Or are you listening to things that talk about how bogus life is? Are you listening to things that suck the life out of you, like the news, right? Are you listening to things that are empowering you? A great example I always use. If you're out there looking to manifest love, but you're listening to songs about how people can't be trusted, about how people are always are like a one night stand, and you need drugs and alcohol to have a good time, then what the hell are you going to create? The music is programming you to think and feel something anyway. So use that leverage in your favor. If you're looking for love, listen to songs about love that talk about what you want to find in it. Peace, trust, balance, give and take. No, maybe the whatever you want to do on your own time is whatever, but whatever makes you happy. What are you listening to on the radio? What are you listening to when you're getting up in the morning? Because guys, you're already listening to something anyway. If you're driving the car and you're listening to Sirius XM or just the regular radio station, you're already listening to something anyway. You're watching TV, you're already listening to something anyway. It's just a different choice to listen to the things that talk about what you want and where you're going. That is the most effortless way to reprogram yourself. Effortless. It's literally a simple choice and then it's done because you guys are already being programmed now as I'm talking to you, right? You're going to have different thoughts after this conversation. Now, what you guys decide to do with that is up to you. Are you going to condition this? I'm going to repost this. Are you going to listen to this again? Are you going to listen to things like this again? Right? Condition yourself. Also, having visual cues. Dream boards, I'm going to have to wrap this up. I got 4 minutes. 4 minutes on the countdown. So, dream boards, having visual cues. Dream boards are not the end all be all because, again, if you're not taking action, then what? That's what it boils down to, but like, what the hell's the point? But having visual cues, putting sticky notes all over your house. I have them all over my house right now. Finding my divine life partner, making $30,000 a month, being completely and utterly healthy, paying off my car, whatever your dream or goal is that you're looking to manifest. Do you have visual cues all around you to remind you of what you want and where you're going, so it can redirect you when you're feeling in the slumps? And then, guys, visualization. Visualization is everything. And the more that you can vividly see it in your mind's eye, the more real it is. Because, hey, 3 minutes, Haley. So our heart is 5,000 times more powerful electromagnetically than our brain. So if we're thinking about something, yes, we are creating it, but when we're feeling it, that's when it's broadcasting information to the universe, and that's when it's more powerful. Okay, so the thing is also, you're already thinking and feeling something anyway. When you go into overwhelm, when you go into stress, your emotions are triggered. and then you're broadcasting that to the universe. If you could choose, what would you feel? And that's a whole nother conversation too. Emotional intelligence, when to actually listen to the emotions and when to tell the emotions to STFU. Okay. That's a whole different conversation, but we're here to talk about the transcendence triad. And I got 2 minutes. Guys, as you can see, passionate about this. Okay. So ending this, wrapping this up in a pretty bow. Okay. None of this transcendence triad, the information, the energy healing, the conditioning and reprogramming, manifesting. This is how you manifest. This is all you need to do to manifest what you want, including stick around to see what happens. Because you're already not feeling an alignment anyway. So why the hell not just stick around and try it out for longer than 3 days, longer than 3 weeks, right? So none of this means anything if you don't apply it. Okay. I am offering a Patreon. I have a Patreon account that is only $7.77 a month. If you wanted more of these workshops, if you wanted that energy healing, that is what I'm doing in my Patreon. One transcendental training and one multidimensional energy healing. But other than that, and I'll leave a link in the comments just in case you guys did want to do that, but none of this conversation means anything if you don't do something about it. I'm going to post this in 24 hours. Listen to this again. Listen to things that talk about where you're going and what you want and what you're going to be doing. Heal yourself. I know that sometimes it sucks. Heal yourself. Heal yourself. It's a vibrational game. And then educate yourself too, which I actually don't think is a problem, because if we all had our shit together, then we wouldn't be listening to me talk, right? So maybe information isn't the end all be all. Okay, so I'll leave that only $7.77 a month. Our first training, it'll be money manifestation. Again, unconventional. I don't do conventional. But our first one is going to be money manifestation, and it's going to be on March 7th. So if you wanted that, I'll drop that in the comments. Other than that, I hope you guys gain something from this. Go out there and do it. Go out there and change the world. You have a gift, skill, or ability that is meant to be shared with the world, and you know it. Otherwise, you would not be on this call right now. You have something to give the world. They need you, believe it or not. There's somebody out there suffering because you're not stepping into your purpose. Okay? All right, guys, I'm going to end with some music. I'll drop that in the chat. And then I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Have a good one, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye now.